This administration is profoundly evil in ways that are difficult for Americans to comprehend. We have reached a stage of illegality, immorality, and depravity in a federal administration that no one could have ever thought possible.
You thought things couldn't get more ridiculous than the three-ring circus that was Donald Trump's presidency? Think again. Strap in, because what's coming next is a spectacle that makes the last few years look like a dress rehearsal. George Conway. Yes, that George Conway, husband of Trump's one-time right-hand spin doctor, Kellyanne.
There was a bipartisan immigration bill that was going to try to fix some of this stuff. And Trump didn't want to fix it. He made the House vote against it because he doesn't want a rational system. He wanted the system to fail, and they don't want law.
George isn't new to throwing shade, but this wasn't just another snarky tweet. It was an all-out rhetorical flamethrower session. He didn't sugarcoat anything. He didn't tiptoe around the nonsense. When it came to Trump, George pulled out the truth and dragged it across the political stage like a mic drop for the ages. You could almost feel the collective scream of "finally" ripple across social media.
They can, they have to try sometimes because they're out there to remedy violations of the laws and the Constitution. But at the end of the day, the courts you can't have 600 plus federal judges trying to run the federal government through litigation when the president is just refusing to do his job, and not only refusing to do his job, basically saying F you to the duties that I have. The correct solution, and this is what made JV laugh, and you guys put it up on the internet, what JV laughing at me, the correct solution that the framers intended was impeachment and removal when a president refused.
Let's not get it twisted. George didn't lob a few safe criticisms from behind a podium. This was a public flaying, a no-holds-barred verbal beatdown that left nothing but scorched earth. Political commentators wish they could serve up a clap back this spicy. George went full scorched earth mode, and it was a beautiful, chaotic sight to behold.
80 to 2018. Okay? I don't want to see a Republican Party led by a fascist, but he is a fascist. He cannot help but be a fascist. His personality disorders make him a fascist. He does not care about anyone else. He does not care about...
Because George Conway, messy as he might be, has always been one of the few who's had the guts to say what others won't. That Trump isn't a misunderstood genius or political outsider. He's an impulsive, self-absorbed narcissist with the emotional maturity of a bored middle schooler.
He can't help himself but emotionally react to things. One of the things that he's a narcissistic sociopath. That's the thing everyone has to kind of get used to. It's the reason why you cannot normalize him. You cannot treat him like a normal human being because he's not.
And the judgment of a man who thinks retweeting conspiracy theories counts as governing. And George didn't need soaring rhetoric or clever metaphors, just brutal, direct honesty. If you're vibing with this, smash that subscribe. Let's break it down. Trump's most glaring flaw? His chronic inability to behave like an actual adult, let alone a president. Remember when he thought it was appropriate to post all-caps Twitter rants at midnight while global tensions simmered? Or that cringeworthy "only I can fix it" line that sounded less like leadership and more like a toddler refusing help.
Rule of law, he does not care about justice, he does not care about right and wrong. He's a criminal, he's a convicted criminal, 34 counts. He stands charged with many other counts on which I really don't think he has.
George, with all the dry sarcasm he's famous for, didn't miss a beat mocking Trump's delusions of grandeur. The idea that running a country is just a flashier version of hosting a game show. Newsflash, Don, no amount of dramatic lighting or theme music can make up for crashing poll numbers and global embarrassment. And, since we're on the subject of saving America, how about Trump's economic wizardry? You know, the master plan that turned into a headache for working-class families? Those reckless tariffs? Yeah, they backfired. Big time. Suddenly, regular Americans were paying more at the grocery store while billionaires kept hoarding tax cuts. But if you're rich enough, inflation just means your yacht fuel costs a few extra bucks. No biggie. Please like, share, and subscribe the channel